Hello, beautiful people on the internet. It's me, Grattify what is here, and I'm here to tell you what is Deku was Iron Man Part 3. I'm back again on the Meister Clan channel, and I want to say that I'm very sorry, guys, especially delivering this what if very late. Like, for months I just left it here. I really did that to myself and to you guys, especially since the last part was a cliffhanger. But there's no point worrying about it now. Let's just get it over with. And before we start the video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and comment down below and count what if ideas they want me or the others to do. And well, since you've accepted my apology, let's get straight into the video, shall we? So last I left off, Izuku had just tested out his latest invention, Quirk Grenade, a device that is capable of nullifying quirks, or at least that's what Izuku made it out to be. Now we cut to Izuku. He's in his room after a long day of what happened. He's checking off everything from his notebook, from how much radius it had left to the effects, and eventually came up to one last question: permanent or temporary? I have to check up on Bakugou from time to time to see how he's doing. I need to know what kind of lasting effects it could have. Permanent or temporary? At least it shouldn't last off today, that's for sure. It took me about 3 years to make something like that given what I have. He thought to himself as he continued to write. I should definitely try to improve the glare too. It was nearly blinding me, along with everyone else there, but I just need to check on my Bakugou. But then he heard a knock come from the door. Come in! He replied to the knock, and it was Inko. Now, here's the quick change that I want to make. Inko isn't fat in this what if, due to, well, as we know in the anime, Inko was fat due to her being herself up physically and mentally due to Izuku's position in life and thinking that he would just, well, have a bad life. But now that in this what if Izuku has a better life, Inko will not become fat and will still be, well, looking how she is, maybe just a bit older because a few years did pass after all. Oh, hey Izuku, you're back home already? Inko asked her son. Yeah, just about 5 minutes ago. It was nothing really, just took a shortcut. A shortcut, huh? Well, how was school? Same old, same old. Inko put her purse away and then had a sad look on her face. You know, I heard what happened earlier today. You remember Bakugou, right? As Inko brought this question up, Izuku was all ears. He thought that she might know something. He didn't tell his mom about the quirk grenade because she would have deemed it unethical. Yeah, what about him? So apparently today he was attacked by some kind of sludge villain, and next thing we know, he just lost his quirk. Poor kid, I can only imagine what Mitsuki is going to do with him now. Yes, what will he do with him now? He asked with fake sympathy in his voice. Well, we can only hope for the best that his condition will be better. But just thought I should inform you since you two were close. That's the difference between it, Mom. We were close, not anymore. He closed his book as he was heading upstairs. Oh, that book. Are you making another gadget boots this time? I don't know really. Just some ideas I'll use for the entrance exam. Speaking of which, I also need to study, so see you later, Mom. Bye. As he went up and locked himself in his room, we could see that it was basically a library. Like, I know that I said earlier that he was in his room. I take that back. He wasn't in his room. He was in his sitting room, like the main room, the household room. That's where he was. Now he was in his real room, and it was just a library of books, of science, of engineering, basically almost anything you could think of that a brainiac like Izuku would have. Now, where to start? He digged through one of the shelves and he picked up a book on physics. Have to pass the time while Bakugou is recovering to see his status. But I might as well study too. Entrance exams are around the corner. Here's also another thing about Izuku's lifestyle. He doesn't watch TV. Well, if he does, it's usually just the news. And he only does studying, inventing, and experimentation. And now a few weeks passed and Izuku is at the Bakugou residence. As he got to the door, he knocked on it and he could hear a voice saying, "Who's there?" Izuku Midoriya, is Bakugou home? Izuku asked and everything went quiet. Then he could hear the clicking of the doors unlocking and he saw Mitsuki there, standing over him. "Oh, hey Izuku. What do you want?" "I wanted to check up on Bakugou and see how he was doing." Mitsuki had a sad look on her face. Well, it's not my place to say, but you should find him on the beach opposite of here. You can ask him yourself." "Thank you." He greeted her before leaving off. So, from the look on her face, it's either that it's still permanent or temporary, or at least it's recovering but at a slower rate. As long as it's permanent or slower rates, I'll be happy, but I do prefer the permanent version though. As he made it to the beach, he started to look for Bakugou until he found him just trying to create explosions. And it was, but it wasn't as big as Izuku remembered. In fact, they were smaller than they were before. He got up to Bakugou and he said, "Hey Katsuki." When he said this, Bakugou immediately, like a bullet, just tried to attack Deku with an explosion, but at best it just blindsided him. "What the hell? It won't work!" Bakugou exclaimed as he was just trying to force out more explosions, but they just came out of sparks or just came out of mini explosions. "Oh, so your quirk is back, I guess." "Back? You call this being back? I can barely make the explosions that I used to before. He couldn't even force himself to complete a sentence. He was angry, but there was sadness in his voice as well. "You see, I kinda know what's going on with you." "What do you mean, Deku?" Izuku took in a deep breath. "I rewatched the scenes of what happened to you on the news. Apparently, you were bathed in some sort of rays. I have something that could check if you're going to be okay or not, but do you trust me?" "Why did you just come all the way here to do that?" "Well, I need it for something that I'm working on the entrance exam, and you could benefit from this too, knowing that if your quirk is just going to be like that or it's going to be back to normal. Anyway, it's a win-win, am I right?" Bakugou thought over this and then he eventually caved in and let Izuku scan him. As Izuku was checking the readings on his device, he had a sad look on his face. "It's not permanent, but it will come back eventually," he thought to himself. "So, what's the diagnosis, Deku?" "Your quirk is somewhat resurfacing, little by little. If you could work on it hard enough, you could probably make it as it used to be." "Probably?" "Yeah, probably. Anyway, that's all I needed, so see you later, Katsuki." As he waved at him, I was about to turn. Bakugou stopped him. "Wait, Izuku." As he heard this, Izuku was shocked and then turned to face Bakugou. "I haven't heard you call me by my real name since we were kids. I just want to say that I'm sorry. During the first week, I was actually a bit Scared that I'll just stay quirkless like that, knowing that I was powerless. I could only imagine what it was like for you to be like that half of your life. Yeah, it sucks. But I just want to say that, and good luck on you being some support course nerd. Yeah, same to you on trying to get your quirk back and being a hero. Catch on? Now, as he said this, he had finally turned and then left Bakugou to his training, and he began to think to himself as well. Now what kind of exam will it be? There's not really any reference to the exams, but I guess the only thing I could do is just account for the written portion anyway. 10 months had passed, and now Izuku was ready. He took all of his time to read and study, and he felt ready. As he had stepped out of his house to go to YOOOOO to do the exams, he noticed the magnificency of YOOOOO and just bathed in its glory. So this is YOOOOO High, the best hero school in the country. Amazing. He had his backpack over him as he was admiring the school. As he was walking though, he wasn't paying attention and he tripped. Oh God. He braced himself for impacts, but nothing came. Sorry I used my quirk on you. He heard a girl's voice from behind. He looked and he saw there was some sort of brunette. But you were about to fall, and it's kind of bad luck to fall on an exam, you know? She smiled at him, but Izuku didn't really return the favor. Yeah. Thanks. Can you let me go now? Oh, right, sure. Sorry. Release. As she said this, Izuku was finally back on the ground. Yeah, thanks for the save. No problem. So you're doing the hero course too, right? Nah, he answered. I'm going to the support course instead. Oh, support course? That's pretty interesting. I'm doing the hero course myself. Hoping I could get in. Yeah. Tell you what, if you become a hero and I get into my support course, then remind me to make something for you later on, okay? Oh, sure, definitely. Yeah, well, what's your name again? Ochako Uraka. Yours? Izuku. So, bye. They both waved at each other and then head into their respective halls. Now for the written exam. How am I going to explain this? You know what, fuck it. He just gets number 1, okay? Like, top score, top everything. Just number 1. Because he has been studying a lot. As Izuku emerged from the written hall, he began to stretch his arm. Man, I can't believe it was that easy. But then again, I did revise everything that I knew. Twice. He said this to himself as he was entering the second hall, the support course hall. As he entered, he saw dozens of people on their seats, and he decided to follow suit, waiting for an announcement. A few minutes passed and finally someone came. It was Power Loader. Power Loader. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I do like some of his work, it's pretty cool. Izuku thought to himself. He didn't necessarily like heroes, but he liked people like Power Loader who take engineering as part of their hero jobs as well. Almost as much as he respects Dave Shield and even Justin Hammer from Hammer Industries. Good day, support course candidates. Power Loader began to speak and everyone listened to him. Today, as you know, this is where you're going to be taking the support course entrance exam. And here is how you're going to do it. We have 3 robots. The 1-pointer, the 2-pointer, and the 3-pointer. Right now, the hero course candidates are getting prepped on what they should do. They are going to destroy robots to gain points. But right here, points is not going to matter in this entrance exam. He explained but then stopped, checking if everyone still were listening to him. As he made sure, he continued. Instead, you're going to be rebuilding disassembled robots. But the thing is that you're not going to pick what robot is being disassembled and reassembled by your hands. We are going to give you all each individual blueprint. Then you go to a special workshop where you could build the robots there. And then there's a second part of the test, but I'd rather keep that to myself for now. The entire hall began to murmur, but Paolo just shut them up. Now that you all have been briefed on how this exam will go, get in line and then pre-prepare to collect your blueprints and go to your own work area. As they all got in line, Izuku was like, finally, something with my desired talents. He got his blueprint and he discovered that he'll be building the two-pointer. As he got into his work area, he saw the disassembled parts of the robots and a bunch of tools outside. He pulled off his backpack and then began to go through it. He had a bunch of other tools there, such as some basic screwdrivers, a bunch of scrap metal, and also some discs with him too, because he thought that something would be combat orientated. Anyway, time to get to work. 2 hours passed and he had finally assembled the robots. Whew, that took forever. Izuku panted as we see him covered in grease stains. But I finally did it. Then Paolo showed up, but it wasn't exactly Paolo. It was just a hologram of him. So you had completed your robot too, huh? Good. So is this it? Do I pass? Izuku asked the hologram. Not quite. Here's the second part of the exam. Then the robots began to hum and hum and hum until it finally came on. Defeat the robots without any usage of your quirks. All the things that you have brought with you, gadgets and otherwise, use them to defeat the robot that you made with your own two hands. This is the secret part of the support course entrance exam. Can you pass? The hologram cuts off and Izuku cursed under his breath. I fucking knew that something like this would happen. The robot tried to attack him with his scorpion tail, but Izuku dodged, grabbing his backpack. Luckily though, I still came in prepared. He grabbed one of the circular discs and then began to charge at the robots. He dodged, weaving through the scorpion tail until finally sliding under the robot and then attaching the disc in its underbelly, pressing the button and then rolling away. The robot tried to attack him again, but then it just began to lit up like it was being shocked. Then it fell to pieces. Izuku let out a huge sigh of relief. I purposely made it so that robot wouldn't be able to handle high electrical currents, just in case. He just lied down there thinking, if it wasn't for that, I don't even know. Meanwhile, Paolo in his side of the room was just watching all of the screens. Then he saw Izuku there just lying with the disassembled robots. My god, that is very impressive. He already had a failsafe in mind in case the robots malfunctioned, or for this combat exam. A promising student, not to say the least. Then he went to go turn to his other monitors as he was seeing some of the robots being destroyed with quirks, some of the other ones not even able to take down their robots, and then some that couldn't even assemble theirs at all. It's always like this. A couple of people just getting in over their heads and they're not even able to do anything at all. But this kid and the other one, they're both interesting. Can't wait to see them in class. After a few minutes of being locked up in the room, the door finally opened and Izuku opened his eyes. Congratulations, Izuku Midoriya. You had passed the entrance exam. I expect to see you here upper week Monday with your other classmates. Other classmates? Aren't there others? Why is it just in a single sentence, Mr. Paolo? Izuku asked the hero. The rest failed. You and that other student are the only ones that passed. So, with all honor, I welcome you to your hero academia. The hologram cut off and Izuku let out a sigh of relief. I did it. I actually did it. Oh my god, I actually fucking did it. I entered UA. The best hero school in the country. Awesome. He put his backpack over his shoulders and then began to walk out. As he had exited the campus, he looked back at UA. Just 3 years. And then I'm going to actually be somebody. Just wait, world, cause soon you're gonna be introduced to Izuku Midoriya, the next great inventor. He clenched his fist as he kept on looking at the building, then turned to head back home. That's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this part, especially since that there were no music, but that's how it's gotta be sometimes. I hope again that you still enjoyed, and I'm very very sorry that I left this what if to fucking die, but it is what it is. So before you go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and comment down below any kind of what if ideas are you going to do in the near future. And this is Grattify what ifs signing off.